in Evergreen Harbour, like I said we would be, because I wanted to show you guys some of the builds that I've been working on the past couple weeks. I think it's been like 2 weeks or something like that. You guys have already seen kind of some of this area in Grimm's Quarry, it's called. Yeah. So I showed you guys this house and I showed you guys this house. The households don't have their CC on them, so don't mind the weird family pictures, but it's just because I took out my like cast mods so that the game would load faster, because my cast mods are like 20 something gigabytes and then my build mode CC is 20 gigabytes, and so when I put it together it's just kind of a lot and it takes a while to load. So anyways, you guys have seen these houses. This one here, I'll go into this one because I am gonna put this one up for download because I used some of like SYB's like that kitchen kit thing that they put out recently, and it was under early access for a while, so I wanted to wait until it was over in order to like put it up. So now that that is public, I am gonna put this up for download. So if you guys saw this house in one of my other videos, it was the other tour video that I did, it is now going to be up for you guys to download. I was like playing in here with the family just to like see if things worked, so there's some stuff out, but you know what, it adds to the vibe of people living here. So yeah, the mom was like gardening and stuff, so you'll have some tomato bushes and stuff if you do get this house. There's also like bell peppers, I think, and plantains. So yeah, you guys are gonna have a little garden there. But yeah, I already showed this house, so I'm gonna just go through it pretty quickly because I want to show you guys the other builds that I've worked on in this in Evergreen Harbour so far. But yeah, you guys probably remember this. I did change the walls because I deleted some of my build by CC and I didn't have the walls anymore, so there are new walls in here. But it also had wood paneling before, so I don't think it's like that big of a deal. But yeah, this is like the living room area that I showed you, the kitchen area in here. They have the dining room, obviously the backyard, which you just saw. There's this hallway here, and then a powder room over here, the laundry room, which apparently I also deleted the machine for, because like I said, I deleted some CC, so I'll just like chuck, I don't know, this one in here. This can be the other machine. But yeah, the laundry room's in here. Then there's the garage in here. One of my Sims kids had a project, so that's there. And then if you go upstairs, it's obviously like the bedrooms. There's just a small hallway. This is the little girl's bedroom. This is the little boy's room. He's like obsessed with space, so that was the theme. And then the parents' room is just kind of like a regular run-of-the-mill thing. But yeah, you guys kind of already saw this a bit in my last tour video, so this will now be up for download if you would like to have it. But we are gonna go and look at some of the other builds that I've done. There's a lot of community builds that I did that I'm excited about, so that's kind of like this area. This has already been up for download. It's the last house I did, so if you guys want to see that, you can check that video out. I did furnish one of the apartments, but I haven't finished the other one, so I'm gonna wait to do that. But I think we're gonna go to Gas and Dine because this is one of the builds that I was really excited about. This is also up for download. It was just the previous speed build that I just did on my channel. So this is already up for download, the house over here. But for community lots, I have not shown this. So this is Gas and Dine. It's obviously like a gas station and a diner on one lot. And I really like the way that this turned out. It turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to when I was like building it. But you know, it's like one of those trust the process kind of things. But yeah, I used quite a bit of CC, but when I actually like, you know, imported the file so you guys could download it, or export it, I guess, it actually wasn't as like big of a file as I thought it was going to be. So that's pretty good. I didn't go past like a gigabyte, I don't think. I think it was under a gigabyte, but yeah, this is the gas station and diner. This is all like, I like tool place this with the tool mod, so these trucks and stuff aren't going to be here, but I thought like I don't know, like with the vibe of the area, and it's like near this kind of overpass like highway thing, that it was kind of like a truck stop kind of thing. So there's like, I put a bunch of like trucks and stuff here because I just thought that kind of fit what I was going for. And then I also tool placed that. But yeah, this is the gas station. I think I did this build off of a lot of like reference pictures, so there's quite a few reference pictures that I was like basing this build off of. But yeah, this is the gas station. This is what it looks like at nighttime. I just really like the way it turned out. I think it turned out pretty good, and it feels pretty, you know, cartoonish realistic, which is what I'm kind of going for. But if you go inside, there is like obviously groceries and things that you can buy, and I also put Ravishing's, a lot of Ravishing's like Shop Chef consumables, I think it is called, that mod, so that your Sims can actually get like, you know, the hot dogs and like hot foods from here. If you click on this sign, you can get a pizza. This I think gives you like water and drinks. This is also another drink dispenser, and then I think this is also functional, the slushy machine, and then there's the coffee machine as well. So if your Sims visit this gas station, they can go and get like snacks and stuff if they're hungry. And there is just a bunch of like groceries and stuff. I believe this is also functional down here, and this is buyable medicine. So if you click on this and your Sim needs to get some medicine, then they can buy it from there. But yeah, and this is also like not vet stuff, but like pet stuff. So like this is pet medicine. So if your pets need something because they're not feeling good, then they can also buy it from here as well. And then the rest is just kind of like groceries and stuff that I put in. There's like the frozen aisle with a bunch of stuff, and yeah. Oh, also this is functional because I think you can get like cakes and like hot food and stuff like that from this. So this is also something that you can get food from. But yeah, I just kind of made this little gas station, and I like the way it feels. I think it turned out really well. I love this item by Around the Sims 4. It's like a gumball kind of machine, but it's also got like toys and stuff. You know, the typical thing when you're a kid, you're like, please, can I have a quarter so I can get something? Sorry, my dog is barking. Okay, I think my dog's done barking. Sorry about that. Yeah. And then this is obviously like the register area that has a lot of like Around the Sims 4 stuff, because they just make some great CC, especially for like community lots. If you're looking for good community lot CC, then definitely check out Around the Sims 4 because they do a lot of objects like that. But yeah, this is like, you know, the front counter obviously, and I think like the person who works here is just chilling, reading some stuff, snacking, having a drink, and just chilling. So yeah, this is the front area. And then if we go down here, this is just like a hallway, and it leads into the gas station bathroom, which isn't the best because it's a gas station bathroom. And then just like this kind of office / break area for whoever works in here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the gas station, but I really like the way that it turned out. I think it kind of feels like how I wanted it to feel, which is nice because that doesn't always happen when I build. But anyways, then if we go over here, this is the diner. Obviously it's just like a small diner, and it's got this cute little like coffee cup sign on the outside. I can't remember who did. Oh yeah, this is also by Around the Sims 4. But I thought that was cute, so I put that there. And yeah, this is like the diner that I think a lot of, obviously like the residents of Evergreen Harbour visit, but also it's good for like a rest stop and a truck stop for when truckers are doing long hauls and they need somewhere to, you know, get a bite to eat. So if we go inside, this is the front area. There's like 2 chairs in case you need to wait or something, and then there's like the front area where they like, you know, the host is or whatever. But yeah, this is like, you know, the front area. And then I put all these like postcards and like license plates and like Polaroids and stuff like that because I thought it would be like a fun idea if like when people came, because this is like a rest stop and it's like near the highway, I was thinking that when people travel like through Evergreen Harbor, maybe they like add to this wall, so it's like the wall of visitors. And so yeah, they have like a whole bunch of like posters and stuff up, and like license plates that I think people leave for like the places that they've been and where they're going to. So I think that's really, I don't know, I just thought that was like a cute idea. This is the door for the bathroom, which is like, you know, it's a bathroom. I didn't really do anything special in here because it's just like, you know, a public restroom. So there's that, and then there's like this little fridge that I put over here, and this is the like host station. So or not the host station, but like the waiter station, so they can put the dirty dishes there and all that stuff. I just put like a trash can over here, and then the kitchen is through there. And I did play in here just to make sure everything worked. So there is like dirty dishes. You can just delete that, or I guess the waiters will come and pick it up. But there is some like food and stuff because the Sims are dirty and they left everything out when they came and ate here. But yeah, this is the diner. I also had to put the booths in like this weird kind of thing because Sims for some reason just won't. I could have sworn when Dine Out first came out, Sims could like scoot to like this side of the booth, but they don't do that anymore for some reason. So like they can only like sit here or here, which is really dumb, like if it's placed against the wall. So I placed it not against the wall, and then your Sims can go like this way and then sit, because the Sims are dumb and for some reason they can't scoot in the booth for whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, this is like an eating area. There's some over here. In the evenings, a lot of like light comes in, which I think looks nice. And I wanted like Evergreen Harbor, a lot of like the community lots and just like the houses in general and stuff here to kind of look like they haven't been renovated since like the 70s. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that it gives that vibe. But yeah, it's supposed to have like a kind of 70s kind of feel to everything. And then there's just like another kind of private ish kind of booth back here if your Sims want to chill over there. And yeah, that's pretty much this diner. And then if we go through these doors over here, this is obviously where the kitchen is, where all the workers and the chefs and stuff make the food. It's pretty regular in here. It's just, you know, kitchen stuff, kitchen items, places to cook. And then there's like this back door over here that has like a lock on it, and you need like a code to get in, which I thought made sense. So yeah, and outside there's just like some garbage and dumpster, and then maybe somewhere where they sit outside during their break. And yeah, that's about it for this diner. But I really love the way that this turned out. It turned out like the feeling of it is what I wanted to capture, especially like when I look at it from this angle. So I'm happy with how it turned out. But yeah, that is the gas station and diner lot. It's called Gals Gas and Dine, and this will also be up for download, so you can get it if you would like to. And now we are at Pinecrest Apartments. They're like the apartment buildings in the same area. As you can see, that's where Gals Gas and Dine is. So they're like in the same area as the gas station diner, but they're the apartments. And I think both of the apartments here. They're both pretty small and cramped, but it makes sense for like the area and everything. But yeah, you just go into this one and it's pretty chill. I think they have a cat. I made a sim for here, but their CC is gone, so I'm probably gonna remake them. Maybe I'll do like a little like series or something of making the Sims that live here. But yeah, they just have like this rack and stuff where they keep, you know, the things that they need to leave the house with. And they have a litter box because they have a cat here. And then this is the kitchen area. It's very, I feel like I'm missing a cabinet. I feel like I had a cabinet here, but anyways, yeah, this is the kitchen and it's pretty simple. I think that there's someone that doesn't really love to cook. So I think that they mostly just eat out most of the time, but they do have a kitchen here. And then there's just like some chairs here. I think they like to do art, so I just place those down on the table. And then it's a pretty like small apartment, so I just kind of like put things where I could. So like the food bowl for the cats over here. And then yeah, they just have like this little like TV area, living room. They eat some snacks over here, and yeah, it's pretty chill. It's like an affordable apartment, so it's not like super fancy or anything, and it's kind of like a studio, but I put these like what's it called, like beaded curtains over here to kind of like you know, separate the two areas. But through the beaded curtains is the bedroom area. So this is the bedroom, and like I said, I think they like to draw, so they have a lot of drawings and stuff on their wall. And yeah, they just have like their bedroom in here, and then there's also the closet, and this is functional. So yeah, they have a closet in here, which is really handy, this closet, especially for like small spaces like this, because it's so thin. So that worked out really well. And then there's like a little, you know, cat scratch thing for the cat. And through here is the bathroom. It's pretty, you know, run-of-the-mill kind of bathroom. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this apartment. It is very small, but I think it's still pretty cozy, and it does what it needs to do. This is the apartment that's just right next door to the apartment that we just toured. So it's like on the same level here. And I really love the way this apartment turned out. But yeah, I think a couple lives here again with their kid. I don't know, I keep making a couple with their like baby, but yeah, I don't know. So it's the same kind of family dynamic as I had in my speed build. But yeah, they have this apartment. I love the way the kitchen turned out. I just think it feels really homey, and I think that one of them really loves to cook, so they wanted like a kitchen where they could do that. And I think it's a sizable enough kitchen that they can probably do, you know, most of the cooking and baking and stuff, and have enough room for it. But yeah, this is the kitchen area, and like obviously their dining area, they have it in the kitchen here. And then if we look over here, this is the living space, and they have a little bassinet out here so that they can, you know, put the baby in there when they're chilling in here. You know, if they're like cooking in the kitchen, or you know, watching something and the baby needs to take a nap or something, they just put them in there. But yeah, it gets some sunlight, so that's really nice. And they have their TV and their sound system and somewhere for the baby to play. And yeah, it's just like a chill area, with a lot of the colors that I usually like to use, which is green, orange, and yellow. Those are the kind of my staples, as we all know by now. Unfortunately, for some reason, they didn't make the like balconies in Evergreen Harbour functional. So I did put this stuff out here. I think they can like access it, but I had to like tool place all of this, because otherwise I couldn't like, you know, place anything out here. But I did put like a couple chairs, a barbecue, and just like a couple plants, so it just didn't look so empty. And if we come back in here, there's like a really small hallway right here, and then if you turn to your left, there's a bathroom area. So, you know, it's just a bathroom. It's not really too special, but it's got what you need. And then down into this area, we have the bedroom, and I don't think they were like planning on having a kid, so it was kind of like a surprise thing. And so they don't have like another room for the baby, but they're just kind of making it work right now with what they have. So the baby is in the same room as them. And yeah, the crib's in here. They have a closet over here for their clothes, and it's just a really, you know, normal, regular looking bedroom to get some sunlight in the morning. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this apartment. But I just, you know, it just feels homey. I especially just like this kitchen. I don't know what it is about this kitchen, but I just like the way that it turned out. But yeah, this is the second apartment in like the Pinecrest apartments. They're both labeled, by the way, so if you're wondering where they're built or like what the name is of the apartments, they are up here. So I think the other one is 402, and this is apartment 404. But let's get on with the rest of the tour. now we're at Evergreen Park. I just put it in this space because I thought like this area, I think it used to be residential, but I thought this area with like the bench and then this kind of like walkway thing just looked very like community lot-esque. So I wanted to put like a community area here. So I just did like this park. It's got like a little splash pad area for like kids and stuff, and then a bathroom. And I tool placed these like what's it called, like food stalls. So if you have that one mod where like you don't have to pay for vendors, it'll be like free, then you can just like have the vendors come and your Sims can get some food if they're chilling at the park. But yeah, it's pretty, you know, regular. I just put like a splash pad over here, and then there's some benches over here for them to sit at, some, you know, playground stuff, and also put this little tire swing over here because I thought that was cute and it fit Evergreen Harbour. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a very small park, but it has everything that a park needs in the game. So I don't know, I just wanted like somewhere for my sim families and like their kids and stuff to go for outdoor kind of gameplay. And so I just made this little area, and it's by like this kind of dock thing with like the water and industrial stuff, because that's how Evergreen Harbour is. But yeah, I think this is the last lot that I'm going to show in this video, because I do have, I think, another apartment and one other lot that I'm working on, because I don't know what to do with it, but I might do a video on that. Maybe you guys can give me some suggestions. But yeah, for this video, I think that's the last of the tour, and part 2 of the tour, which is going to be the bowling alley and arcade and the gym, and also the bar. So bowling alley, arcade, gym, and bar are going to be in part 2 of this little tour that I'm doing of Evergreen Harbour. And then maybe I'll work on one of the community lots with you guys, because I am doing a lot right now, but I don't know what to do with it. So maybe I'll get your feedback on that. But yeah, I hope that you guys like this video. And as always, the downloads for the lots that I showed in this video will be in the description, so you can download them and play in them. And I will see you next time in a part 2.